Hey everyone, it's Paris Prokopis. It's Election Day 2019, April the 2nd to be exact. And today Wisconsin has a very important race happening. It's for the state Supreme Court. Right now the Conservatives control the Supreme Court 4-3, and one of the Liberals is stepping down. Shirley Abrahamson retired or is about to retire, and she's one of the ultra-liberal activist justices on the Supreme Court. Well, the Conservatives have a chance to pick one up, which is really awesome, but it's also our only chance to actually protect the court by keeping judicial conservatives in the majority. Yes, I know even if the Liberal wins today, we'll end up, her name is Lisa Neubauer. If she wins today, we still have a 4-3 majority. But the problem is next year, the April election for one of the conservatives who's actually up for re-election next year falls on the same day as the presidential primary, which with 300,000 different Democrats running for president this year, you can bet that there's going to be huge liberal turnout on election day next year. So the chances of the conservative winning re-election, not so good. It's going to be an uphill climb to be sure. So that means if the Conservatives lose today and the Conservatives lose next April, the liberal activists, the ones who want to legislate from the bench, will be in control of the Supreme Court, which is all the left in Wisconsin needs to be able to undo everything that we've worked so hard to accomplish over the past 8 years. You know, things like Act 10, which changed public employee unions to be voluntary instead of being able to force you to pay dues, et cetera, et cetera. Voter ID, having to prove who you are when you vote. And let's say, you know, right to work and anything else that we work so hard for will be wiped away. It doesn't matter that it's all settled law because the left went to the court already. They're going to find another reason to go to court and immediately put a stop to everything we've done. So in order to stop that from happening, we need a firewall. And our firewall is BRIAN HAGEDORN. Not because he's a conservative big C, but it's because he's a judicial conservative. He believes in interpreting the law as it's written versus as he wishes it to be, which is very important. He's not a judicial activist. He's not someone who is going to legislate from the bench, because legislation should be done in the legislature and signed on to by the governor. That's the way it's supposed to be. But that's not how liberals want to do it, because they haven't had control of it. They've always gone to the courts after any legislation. So these are things we have to worry about. It's very important that we get out and vote today. There is no turning back. So we need near recall numbers to get out and vote for BRIAN HAGEDORN, the conservative, the only conservative on the Supreme Court ballot. Lisa Neubauer is trying to paint herself as being this, oh, she's non-committal to anything, and she's just sweet little lady who doesn't have an opinion on anything. Bull crap. She is a liberal activist. She's not just left of center. She is a far left extremist who's being bought and paid for by Barack Obama's former Attorney General and Planned Parenthood and all these organizations, that type of thing. So we need to get out there and show them that Wisconsin will not bend over for the liberals. We need to get out there and vote for BRIAN HAGEDORN for state Supreme Court. And one more thing, before you get out to the polls, and before you get your friends out to the polls, make sure you consume plenty of fiber, because you don't want to experience any voter irregularity. That's my annual message to all you folks who have listened to me before. So get out there, get your friends out to vote. It's very important. Don't let people sit on the sidelines. We lost Governor Walker last November because people sat on the sidelines. You know, even though he had the second most votes he's ever had, we needed to be able to overcome the marijuana initiatives on the ballot and that type of thing, and we weren't able to do it. So, and Walker barely lost, which means because conservatives still control the Assembly and the Senate, conservatives still control the state for the most part. The only reason Evers was able to win was because of Madison and Milwaukee. So take them out of the equation. That means all around the state, we've all got to get out there and vote. So this is an appeal. It's very important that we do what we need to get Judge Hagedorn onto the Supreme Court. So trust me on this, he'll be a great justice, just like Bradley and Rosensack and all of them that are judicial conservatives. And in the end, it's our last firewall. So do what you think is right, but I think it's important that we preserve everything we work so hard to accomplish. So that's the end of my message. This is Paris Procopis, and definitely I approve this message. Keep an eye out for the Paris Procopis show. It is coming back, I promise. Life has been really weird lately, a lot of crazy stuff. Go to parisprocopis.com. I'm gonna be starting to write again, and lots of other things are in the works. So get out there, vote, and get your friends to vote. And we can beat back this, not really blue wave, but we can take the momentum away from the liberals. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Mwah. And we'll see you at the victory party tonight. Bye.